What's up guys, welcome to the channel. It's Sunday, which means it's time for another market update. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum and Gold as usual. Like and subscribe, really appreciate that, and let's get into the video. As always, start with Bitcoin, and I quickly want to zoom out on the 4 hour first. So yeah, Bitcoin, where were we last Sunday? We were here, around here. So last week's, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything crashed. Last week we already saw some kind of pullback, which is normal when you dump that much. I mean, eventually there has to be a zone where enough buy orders are or enough liquidity has been picked up. So this, as I mentioned last week, don't get fooled. Don't think, oh, this was the bottom, this is the pump to new heights. That's not what this pump was. It was just normal, healthy price action. Now, after this week, we pull back a bit, sweep something here, which is nice price action. And since then, we've been reeling up. Nothing spectacular, but since this hold, 6% up, which is okay. But if you look on a 1 hour, this is healthy price action, surely, but for traders, this week was pretty mad because of course price is moving, but we want to see this type of price action, not this. Obviously you can play continuations like this. Probably people traded, people made money. If you say this level to gain, we gain it here on the hold here, we play the continuation up, perfect trade. But continuation trade is personally not my favorite, and inside of our strategy is also not our favorite type of setup. Anyways, Bitcoin, they're recovering well. I'd say this week not much happened, but it was still an important week because we sweep something here, very important, and we were making new highs. Obviously, if you compare it to this, we made a new high, which is positive. Now, of course, volume is a bit lower in the weekend. I do expect price to keep going on like this. I do expect that we can reach the 67,000 next week. Surely think that can happen, but obviously the other picture is also possible that we retest to somewhere here. I don't expect the retest immediately to the 60,000 because that would show that price, yeah, it's not that strong, that there are not enough orders, that price can't push through levels because we already sweep this here. So this is already a sweep of a hold, and then if you come back here, we sweep the sweep of the hold. And if you sweep the sweep, the more times you say sweep, the less relevant or the less strong the level is. So you don't really want to come back here for the moment. This level or here in this zone is perfectly possible. Just a quick retest, and then we aim for the 67,000. So Bitcoin is looking okay. I expect more highs in the coming weeks. I'm not following the geopolitical stuff anymore with US and Iran, but I heard there might be another peace agreement. I think it's already priced in a bit, though it can still be a bump when the news comes out, not immediately to the 70,000, but it can have a small influence, more on gold than it is on crypto, with gold in a second. So yeah, summary for Bitcoin, it's looking okay, price recovered healthy, it's looking okay since that big crash, but obviously, as you know, we're not back up there yet, and surely not in the coming days or weeks. Now Ethereum, same thing obviously, but Ethereum, as last 2 years basically, since the start of last bull run, maybe even 3 or 4 years ago, Ethereum has been lacking if you compare it to Bitcoin. And I can also prove that with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. If you look to the daily, it's only dropping. Sometimes it has a little bump or a little pullback, but the bigger picture on this chart is that Ethereum is dumping, which means on this chart, this is Ethereum against Bitcoin, that Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. And you clearly see that. While Bitcoin, of course, Ethereum also did something massive. They showed a very good bump, even bigger than Bitcoin, almost 13%. But you see Bitcoin, let's look at the 4 hour, you see the clear structure on Bitcoin. Clear reversal. This is the picture perfect reversal. You're not going to get it any cleaner than this. Maybe a little bit with this being here and this here, then maybe, but I hope you see that this is a clear reversal. While if you look at Ethereum, yeah, you have to zoom in first of all, and then yeah, this high, I mean, it's a nice high, but it's not above the big move to the low. And then we saw a pullback here, but they didn't sweep it. So actually, okay, the pullback, they picked up liquidity in this range surely, but they didn't sweep something massive like Bitcoin did, and then you see a great reaction. And now they're struggling to make a new high. So yeah, Ethereum sleeping more. Does that mean that Ethereum is going to dump because of this chart, and Bitcoin is going to pump because of their price action recently? No, they're going to move together like usual. But surely Bitcoin pushing for the 67,000 can surely be possible that Bitcoin is there next week, and then Ethereum has just gained this level and is somewhere here. While if you compare it to Bitcoin, Ethereum should have been here or already here. But it is what it is. Ethereum, yeah, I really preferred them to sweep this. Was 100 out of 100 trading opportunity. Should always take that because that's an origin trade, the most successful and best trade we have in our strategy. Gain, hold, origin of a big crash, and then here on the retest we long, but they didn't sweep it, unfortunately. That means there's still some liquidity left. It's still open for another retest soon, but yeah, it's not ideal. I wouldn't prefer that Ethereum goes back here and then starts fucking around, and who knows, but Ethereum loses level and then you're already in the emergency zone, and we don't want that to happen. Best thing for Ethereum would be like Bitcoin to show a decent pump. Don't mean 5% on the Monday, but just a nice, slowly but steady pump. Gaining the 1,700 will be very important for Ethereum. And then aiming for this level, also very important, because this is the daily, not the daily, but just, I know which level this. It is, we made a new low here, compared to this, made a new low. Where did we pull back? That was this level, so this is a very important level after the 1,700. So Ethereum, bigger picture is still the same thing as Bitcoin, but as mentioned, Ethereum has been sleeping a bit more, hasn't shown the percentages, hasn't shown the strength like Bitcoin has done. And I don't want to zoom out and do a full broad analysis, but you know, if you zoom out on the weekly, Bitcoin is around last bull run all-time highs, while Ethereum, they're back down and they have to restart again, while Bitcoin still has, you get what I mean. I'm not going to do the full analysis. Now, if you look at gold, completely different market. Still at a setup open here, but it is what it is. On the 1 hour, gold has also been dumping, but where were we last week? Tuesday, Monday, Friday here, somewhere. Gold has dumped further, unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto that already made a low and started to show some reaction. Gold dumped further. They sweep some important levels though. Gold did very important stuff, and then you see when you have such a dump, eventually, of course, I wouldn't say it's hard to call, but it's also not, it's not easy. It's not like every level here. Imagine that gold starts dumping, that every level here will be the perfect long opportunity. No, but when you get dumps like this and then you reach an important level, then you know there's going to be a reaction. And as mentioned, that reaction doesn't mean we're back in an uptrend, it's a reversal. It just means that there's prices, buy orders, sell orders, liquidations, there will be a reaction. That's just pure price action, whether you believe in the strategy, whether you believe in crypto, in the market. That's just basic, I don't know what it's called even, basic market analysis. No, we have our hold here, though it's close to this level, so probably if we come back to this, we just sweep the entire thing here. Gold has shown a nice bump on Thursday. I expect gold to make a new high on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, gaining the 4,270, and after that it's what price has to do. I really think they could go back to this level of 4,375. I believe that price and the gold could do that, but know that we're still in a downtrend on the bigger picture. There's still levels below us. I know it looks a bit messy with all these levels, but remember that gold has had this crazy rally up, so there's a lot of levels there which are relevant. But if you look at gold, it's looking okay. We saw that pump, maybe not as clean as Bitcoin, but the thing is we don't have to compare it with Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin reversal is very, very clean, and it doesn't always have to happen picture perfect. But if you look to the bigger picture here, we have, let's do it on the 4 hour maybe, no, never mind. So on the 1 hour, we have the this gain, created a sort of hold here. Maybe picture perfect would have been here somewhere, but this, and now you have to create your new high, and then we can expect new highs on gold. Well, for now that was it. I hope the market update was a bit useful. I mean, not that much happened this week in terms of percentage-wise pumps and dumps, but we saw some important price action for the future. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have questions, make sure to comment them down below and join the Discord, free Discord, link in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.